So we already have our celebrator Anand sir with us from PHIA Foundation, and I think we have 4 Sathis who are also joining. I'll just check them if they've joined. Anish has joined, or Anil Hebbar from Ekta Parishad. There. I'm just trying to see the names. Yes, Anil is here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Anil. Namaskar.
Okay, so we'll. I think we will start. Oasis movement. Himanshu is also with us. Hi, Himanshu.
Yeah, hey, okay. Good evening, everyone. Hi.
So, is everybody is in Himanshu? Then we can start. What do you?
Yeah, we can start. Sure.
I think we can start now. Okay. Okay, so once again, welcome everyone, and I'll try to mix Hindi and English. Anyway, Himanshu is here as from here with us to help us for translation also, or any tech related thing. So Himanshu, मैं दोनों हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में कोशिश करूंगा कि हम बातें करें ताकि क्लैरिटी रहे, कहीं पे कुछ अगर ट्रांसलेशन की जरूरत पड़े तो वो कर सकते हैं. सो वार्तालीप कोलेशन की तरफ से एक बार मैं फिर से आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं. आज बहुत ही आज के दिन के लिए, जिसमें बहुत दिनों से हम इसकी तैयारी में कर रहे थे, और आज हमारे बीच में इस पूरे मोमेंट को सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए आनंद कुमार सर हैं PHIA फाउंडेशन से. आप उन्हें देख सकते हैं. आनंद सर हमें ज्वाइन करेंगे, और उसके साथ हमारे साथ हिमांशु जुड़े हुए हैं, जो हमारे आपको किसी भी तरीके की ट्रांसलेशन या टेक की मदद होगी तो वो मदद करेंगे. उसके साथ हमारे बीच में 4 बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग और इंस्पायरिंग साथीज हैं, साथ निर्भर साथी जिन्हें हम कहते हैं, जो अपनी जो स्टोरी है, जो अपने साथ निर्भर की जो कहानी है, the story of interdependence and collaborations, they will be sharing and how they have experienced the interdependence and how they have emerged as inspiring stories. So they will be sharing about us. आप मुझे अगर कुछ लोग नहीं जानते हैं तो मैं अपने थोड़ी परिचय आपको दे देता हूँ. मेरा नाम सत्येंद्र है, और मैं एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है सेंटर फॉर सोशल इक्विटी एंड इंक्लूजन, उसका को फाउंडर हूँ और कंसल्टेंट हूँ. उसके साथ साथ मैं एक राष्ट्रीय युवा समता मंच, नेशनल यूथ इक्विटी फोरम है, उसका मैं नेशनल कन्वीनर भी हूँ, जो मार्जिनलाइज कम्युनिटी, जो सोशली एक्सक्लूडेड यूथ और चिल्ड्रन है, उनका एक कलेक्टिव है, एंड दैट कलेक्टिव वर्क्स फॉर the socially excluded communities, young people, their leadership and their rights. So with this, I would request, I will also introduce our Sathis one by one if they are present. I mean, it will be good to see them on the screen if they're here. And before that, I would also like to welcome from on behalf of VartaLeap and all of us, Anand Kumar sir, whom I know for quite 10-15 years now almost, and he has been one of the inspiring figure for the civil society sector, and especially for marginalized community and the socially excluded young people and communities, who has been inspiring all of us. So I really welcome him to be because he's going to be with us. He's going to listen to our stories, and he's going to also connect us together and connect us together and build this collective together. So, and he will be also also listening to the stories and trying to see all of you from the idea of courage, resilience, scale, and soul. So I'll really welcome him, and if he can say a few words, and then we can start. Anand sir.
Thank you. First of all, hot, warm welcome to everyone. I do not know when Satya stop calling me sir. Call me Anand. So no, though maybe age-wise I'm elder, but certainly I'm very much energized by the amount of work you all do. So it's a great privilege. Thank you so much. I think though they put me a title like celebrator, for me, I think it's quite a discomfort to be there. But certainly, I think I'm looking forward to, as a part of the member of the civil society, being there working over 2 decades plus. So, and I strongly believe working together in partnership and supporting each other is the best way to take more leverage rather than working in isolation. And I'm also good to see people like Anishbhai is there from Ekta Parshad. And of course, I heard about Blue Ribbon Movement, and also about the Oasis. I heard about not so much about Khudai, but I'm looking forward to. So all these stories are certainly going to be inspired. And at the end, in case if the time permit, and if you give me more, if you leave me time, then I will come back. Otherwise, I'm more interested to hear from each one of your stories. What does it mean facing a challenge like a COVID pandemic? It doesn't happen every time. It's almost like once in 100 years, such kind of a calamities will face. Only the challenge in that was that everybody affected during the COVID. Everybody got affected, and so whether you're rich or poor, you are a Western country or an Eastern side, Africa or America or Asia, everybody got affected one way or the other. So whether you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter. And whatever your sexuality, your religion, caste, nothing. But not at the same time, it's not that everybody affected equally. This particular process has impacted people differently. And that's where the issue of resilience comes, how it impacted. So therefore, it's not about the stories of privilege. I think this is a story about how we are able to work together, able to build a strong resilience, bring hope and new aspirations, and able to look for a better day, a better bright future. So this is where I think a lot of inspiring story, not only these 4 speakers, I know rest of the people also must be having your own story, because what I heard during this process, since everybody got affected, every family got affected, every community got affected. So each one has our own story to tell. But I think this particular space is to understand not only our own story, but how together we are able to overcome during that time of crisis, and what does it mean for this a collaborative process.
Yes.
So I'll stop now. I'm more excited to hear your stories, and I'm sure at the end I'll get a couple of minutes where I can share my own story and what does it mean. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Anand sir, you are going to be here with us, I'm sure,
Yes.
for another 40 minutes, and then we are going to. Actually, we have a very interesting stories of all these four people. I mean, we have many, but four of us who are here, we all know the. I mean, I will just quickly tell them about like 30 seconds about them, and then they will come one by one and tell about their stories and how they have experienced the interdependence and how they have been inspiring. They've been doing inspiring work during the COVID and all the time, along with many of us, as you said, many like that. So we have Anish Bhai, but I think Anish Bhai won't be able to join. So Anil Hebbar from Ekta Parishad will be joining with us. And we all know about the Ekta Parishad is a mass-based people's movement for land rights with an active membership of more than 250,000 landless poor, and it's regarded as one of the biggest people's movement in India with an iconic status globally. So they'll be sharing, like, and it's very good time also for us to know them and to know, and then all the audience who are there with us, participants who are there with us, and the community who has joined with us from all these four organizations also, and from the Ekta Parishad. I also welcome them and hope we'll be able to learn more and more from them. Second Sati, who we have is Khudai Khidmatgar. And Khudai Khidmatgar was started by Frontier Gandhi during the independence struggle. It was revived in India 15 years ago. Inamul provides youth leadership in Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry. And he created a volunteer cadres in South India and as a mass youth following. So we'll be listening from them, Khudai Khidmatgar, also about the work. We have Oasis movement, and as the name suggests, Oasis means a green, fertile place in the desert. Education of heart should be at the heart of education is the core belief of Oasis movement, and there are many good things, many stories about this this movement also, which we will be hearing from them today, and how they have been how their experience has been during the COVID. And the last but very interesting movement, which is Blue Ribbon movement. And Blue Ribbon movement, as we also know, that this is like it's a volunteer. Asana will be joining with us for talking about this, and it's and she'll be talking about how the civic fellowships and civic work and leadership and active citizenship have been in the practice during the COVID time. So without taking time, I will request all the audience, we have 35 plus audience and participants, and the community who has joined from these organizations also, and those who are from larger coalition member also. All the community members, please keep typing your, if you hear the stories, if you want to know anything else, keep typing that. If you relate with the stories, just celebrate the stories. If you want to shout, if you want to say something, you want to say yes, hello, whatever, you can use the chat box. And let's give this time for next 3 to 5 minutes each one. We will speak, and then we will come back to the celebrator. And as you all know, the celebrator is putting all of you a cap, a title. 4 title is given to the celebrator to celebrate all of you, and those title will be revealed in the main room. So the celebrator with us is ready to listen and also give you that cap and to the title. So welcome to this, and I will request first Anil ji to come and share the stories of SaathNirbhar with us. So Anil ji, welcome.
Thank you, Satyendra, for giving me an opportunity. I'm actually standing in for Anish Kumar, but though I'm part of Ekta Parishad for a long time, I also represent my own organization called Helping Hands. And since Anish is in a remote part of the country and not in the network, I was asked to stand by for him. So I would like to tell the story of our largest community kitchen, which was which started when we on March 24th, when the lockdown started, we had 19,000 rupees, a princely sum of 19,000 rupees in our bank account. We have an organization which only works when there is a need and during disasters especially, and during normal times we do our own work. So when COVID happened and the lockdown started, we had 19,000 rupees and we were 3 individuals, myself, Bilal and Lara, who were wanting to do some work because we felt the migrant workers especially would face a lot of hardship. So we came out with a crowdfunding on Keto, and it took off pretty okay. Our intention was to collect 10 lakhs. And as every morning we would look at our bank balance and then decide how many kits we should take and where to reach it out. And we soon realized that the lockdown is going to go on and people didn't even have money to buy kerosene or gas. So giving ration kits may not be useful on its own. In the meantime, I got a call from a friend of mine called Vaishali, who said that there's an article in the Indian Express which talked about 6 lakh power loom workers in Bhiwandi, which is a suburb of Mumbai, being jobless because the looms have been shut. And they all wanted to go back home and they were waiting for some trucks, containers, whatever way to go back to UP and Jharkhand and Bihar and all that. So can we do something? Can we start a community kitchen? I have never been to Bhiwandi before and it was such a long way off for me. But then we said, okay, let's try. And there was one industrialist there, Sudita ji, who also wanted to do something for the power loom workers. She herself was running some looms there. So we tied up with her. We tied up with a beautiful, wonderful youth group called Youth Feed India. This is a group of students who are studying across the world in different universities. So they have raised funds through the university networks in different parts of the world. So our fundraising really took off and it never looked back. So we decided to start a community kitchen there. So there would be 150 volunteers because Bhiwandi is a very vast area and reaching out food to a distance of 10, 12 kilometers in a short period of time is always difficult. So we decided that we would have the kitchen running once a day. So we had about 4 cooks whom we had hired, and they would start doing, we had 20 big bandis where biryani or something else would be cooked, and from 3 o'clock they would start and it would go until 7. And by 7 p.m., food for 5,500 people would be ready. And our volunteers, who are mainly auto rickshaw drivers of that area, they would come with their auto rickshaws. We didn't pay anything to anybody except filling the auto rickshaws with gas. That is all that we did. They were all volunteers. We had more than 150 people who are involved every day, from the Power Loom Sangharsh Samiti, the auto rickshaw drivers, those are motorcycles. So we would pack these in milk trays. So each tray would have about 100 packets, each weighing about 350 grams each. And we ran the kitchen so efficiently that each meal cost only about 11 rupees. That's it. When if you can imagine that what the government would supply cost 60 to 70 rupees, and that would be some very badly cooked khichadis. We would change the menu every day and make sure that what we gave was very nutritious, at the same time very tasty, and it would reach their homes by 8:30 p.m. so that they would have a timely meal. So this went on for more than 100 days. And you can imagine 5,500 meals every day into 11 rupees if you take. The type of money that we had to raise every day, almost 60,000 rupees, and run this whole show without anybody falling sick, because it was all the peak of COVID. So this went off very wonderfully well, and this is an example of collaboration, because it was Youth Feed India and Helping Hands and Power Loom Sangharsh Samiti, the individual volunteers, all of them came together at the right time. So one of those days, Barkadat wanted to make a movie on this activity and sent her team, and I had sent that movie also to the organizer of this meeting. So this was something which I want to show to people, that it's possible to scale up in a short period of time if everybody comes together. Even if you don't have money, there's no time to, there's no good time to start. If we had waited for something to happen big and then we start, this would have never happened. So we just started working from day one, and it just scaled up. So we ran totally 6 community kitchens in and around Mumbai. We were in all cooking 13,000 meals per day. So far, in the first round, we had 6 kitchens running. Second round, we had 3 kitchens running. And now we have a few kitchens still running for the tribal population in Raigad and some other places. So we have so far distributed more than 18 lakh meals, 1.8 billion meals. So this is one something that I wanted to mention about our work.
Very inspiring. Thank you. Very, very interesting. And 13,000 some meals a day and so many efforts. I mean, amazing initiative, and it's great. I'm sure many of the people will relate, and many of the organization will relate with you, and in those difficult times, how they had ventured out and arranged so many things for many people. And this is one, what you are saying is like,
so the Supreme Court also has recognized community kitchens as the way forward, and they have made it compulsory for each municipality and all to have community kitchens which will take care of nutrition for the poor. So the Supreme Court also has recognized the importance of community kitchens because that's the cheapest way of ensuring that proper nutrition reaches every common man.
Actually, that's great. Yeah. Good. I'm sure many people are already talking about in the chat box, and so many inspiring things. And that's actually also shows that, okay, how once you decide and once you start collaboration and start connecting with people, I mean, no task is impossible. Nothing is impossible. I mean, it can happen. So this also shows that the story of that interdependence. So thank you very much. And we will move to hear our second story from Khudai Khidmatgar, and how they are going to celebrate. So I'll welcome. Yeah, welcome, Anil.
Right?
Yeah, you are audible. Your voice is breaking, so you can just adjust a little bit.
Is it okay? Is it okay now?
Yes.
Fine. So I convey my sincere thanks to all the organizers of this event. So as of the celebration, I just want to say that the celebration is much more needed to the people like us because we don't have any such type of festival to get ourselves motivated and ourselves to get the sort of appreciations. Surely, I believe that this sort of appreciations, festivals, and celebration will be motivating the people who are involved in the service sectors. Okay, so as a part of Khudai Khidmatgar activities, we have expanded our work during the time of COVID.
Anil, your voice is breaking. Can you just like people are not able to hear.
Is it okay? Is it okay? You know?
Yes. No, it's not. I mean, meanwhile, if you adjust, I can move on and then come back again.
Sure.
Otherwise,
is it fine, or you're audible?
Such another possibility, if he can switch off his video, it might increase his bandwidth. We can see.
Yeah.
Try. Anil, without video, you try.
Yeah. Just try.
Is it okay? Is it okay
yes,
now?
Yeah. Now it's very much fine. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so surely I think that this will help us to take on our activities in future. Okay, fine. So during the time of pandemic and the lockdown, Khudai Khidmatgar extended the work, the service in 8 states across India. So starting from Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Delhi, Mumbai, Gujarat, and Telangana, and Bangalore, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. So what we did usually is, since we have the national level network with other friends also, so the migrant workers who have stuck in various states, especially in the southern part of India. So at the time, it was a huge tension and it was a huge confusions created in the society through social media and other media platforms. We were very much keen to protect those workers, migrant workers, especially those workers from northeastern part of India, as well as those workers from northern part of India and eastern part of India who are working in the southern part of India. because it's a type of confusions created, and the workers felt unsafe uh, at an instant that they were locked down, and the second they are neglected by getting the basic support from the local people. So what we did was we were involved in getting the clearance from the interstate clearance for these workers to go safely to their respective places, as well as till they go and reach out to their respective places, we were providing them all sort of groceries and food and all sort of medical stuffs to the workers. And secondly, we did the cremation and cremation burial of dead bodies by of the people, because we know that whenever the dead body happened, when death happened due to COVID, their entire family were very much fearful to come near to the family, and they are not ready to touch the body of their own kith and kin. So at that time, our volunteers of Khudai Khidmatgar, even that may be a Hindu, there may be a Christian, there may be Muslim, whoever it may be. So we involved in cremating and burial of those bodies with the support of the government officials, and getting all sort of clearances, and connecting the family as well as the administration in this process. And in that manner, we have buried and cremated more than 700 bodies in Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, and Maharashtra. So this is the major work which we did during first time of lockdown. And apart from that, we distributed more than 50,000 of groceries kit. Each kit cost nearly 1,000 to 1,500 rupees. All sort of groceries kit and foodstuffs. We have focused only to the unorganized workers, the tribal community, as well as the migrant workers, because they were facing lots of troubles and feelings during those times. And during second lockdown, which is entirely different scenarios when comparing those things with the first lockdown. So at the time, the huge and sudden need of oxygen cylinders arises. So we were very much what to say that we were felt unhelpful, that we are not getting any sort of help for the cylinders, oxygen cylinders. And secondly, the people are losing their hope that even if they are getting the pulse rate decreases, they are just going into the serious conditions. So what we did was we have opened a call center type of system. We have created a free toll-free number type of thing. We have started 2-3 numbers, and we set up the counselors. Whoever felt somewhat difficulty or some sort of pulse rate decreases to the people, to the patients. So at first we used to give counseling to them through telephones. So the secondly, we used to provide them the oxygen cylinders. Then we used to help them. And when we saw that there are more and more patients are admitting in the hospitals, especially in the government hospitals, so though the people who are waiting to get the admission in the entrance of the hospitals, they are losing their lives. So we thought that we have to provide them the oxygen cylinders for those patients who are waiting in the entrance of the hospital till they get the admission, because the doctors used to say that the entire beds are full and all the wards are full. Still 5 to 6 hours or more, some of the patients will die, then we will give the admission to other patients. Such type of things happen. So at the time, we saw the voluntary and the dedication of the young doctors whom have performed well. So during this time, the COVID lockdown, it has given us a lot of learning, the real spirit of serving the humanity, because we the Khudai Khidmatgar, we thought that the serving the people is serving to God, because खुदा लोगों की सेवा ही भगवान का सेवा होता है. So we did that. So thanks for giving me an opportunity. Thank you so much. You are
mute. You're on mute.
यस वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. मतलब मैं बहुत खो गया था सुनते सुनते, क्योंकि आप जो चीज बता रहे थे वो बहुत दिन से मैं सुन नहीं रहा था, बहुत लोगों से नहीं सुन रहा था. और वो आपने बताया 700 लोगों को आपने मतलब 3 स्टेट में बरियल ग्राउंड पे, स्पेस में जहां कोई नहीं जा सकता है, कोई नहीं सोच सकता है, वहां आपने किया. आई मीन मार्वेलस. आई मीन, और लास्ट में जो आपने बोला कि इंसानों की सेवा ही भगवान की सेवा है, आई मीन इससे सुंदर इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी हो ही नहीं सकती है. Amazing. Very nice. Thank you, Anil, for sharing your stories here. I will request quickly, because I think there will be a systematic thing to change the room by 4:50 sometime. I think that's what I'm hearing from them. So we have another 9 minutes. I would like to bring Blue Ribbon because she has to leave, and then Oasis movement. Just take two minutes to just share your stories, and then 3 minutes. 3 minutes to share your stories quickly, and then we will close with Anand sir, and then we will hear the title in the main room. Thank you. So Blue Ribbon से सुहाना श्रुति श्रुति या Blue Ribbon से श्रुति आए. श्रुति, welcome.
Yeah, hi, thank you so much. So I am here from Blue Ribbon Movement. I have been volunteering with them for like past 1.5 years. And जो हमारा कोविड का चैलेंज था, like during the कोविड का जो second wave था, we collectively as a youth we wanted to do something because इतना ज़्यादा like environment इतना depressing हो चुका था, and the youth was affected very badly because of the entire scenario. Schools वगैरह बंद हो गए थे, सब लोग घर के अंदर कैद थे, तो काफी ज्यादा मेंटली डिस्टर्बिंग हो गया था, कुछ कर नहीं पा रहे थे, एक्शन वाज नॉट इन्वॉल्व्ड. एंड यूथ लोगों को ऐसे जो भी यंग लोग हैं उनको ऐसे एकदम घर पे बंद रहने की ना आदत पहले थी, और अचानक से कोविड के कारण ये सब होने लग गया था. तो इट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर एवरीवन. सो वी इन सीसी like from in Blue Ribbon Movement, the CCC team decided that we arrange a CCC COVID challenge. We invited all the youth all over the country to come forward and take action. So the challenge that we had arranged was completely online. It was like a list of small tasks that we had prepared to support the COVID relief work. The challenge was in the duration of like 7 days, and 15 tasks were there. The intention behind was to do this task and to contribute in a very small and a easy way to the current situation for like anyone with like basic internet connection at their home. So the task done by many citizens were creating ripples of positive change in a very small manner, but the number of people were doing that task were a lot. So we were able to complete like around 228 tasks, like more than 200 tasks were done, plus like done by more than 40-50 people around the India. And the tasks that we were doing were basically revolving around COVID related things. So writing a appreciation or a gratifying letter to yourself and read it daily, like a very easy and small things that would make an individual feel better, and also make them feel like they're contributing and doing something good for themselves and also the people who have been affected. So making a call to someone who has like been positive and speaking to them, sharing about what is their experience and how things have been with them, doing the social media post about how good things are still around you in spite of things being not so good, but still there are some positive things happening, right? So just putting that on social media and letting people know that. So these were the some like list of like tasks that we had given, and duration of was the 7 days. So many people like joined us in this entire challenge, and we were able to achieve like a good number, and people like youth actually appreciated and were able to like feel the change and were actually motivated to do something towards the entire situation and not just be disappointed and depressed. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shruti. Thank you. Very interesting. And I've been part of some of those spaces, and I know this creating those spaces is very, very important for many people also. So I will invite the Oasis movement to also just share their stories in next 3 minutes.
Yeah. So thank you, Satyendra, myself, Neha, and thank you all of you. Actually, I would, request Oasis. What Oasis did is a Corona awareness campaign, and in the first pandemic wave, what we did is we distributed books which will help people to come out of their, mental depression to 23,000 patients. In the second wave, what we did, I would like first Parisha Ben to speak, and then Uruj, and then Sanjay Bhai. They'll take one minute. So thank you all. Yeah, but you all can speak in whatever language is comfortable to you. Sanjay Bhai, English is okay, Uruj, and Parisha Ben, Hindi is okay. Yeah, over to you all.
myself परीक्षा बेन। हाँ हाँ, तो हम जब कोरोना का पेंडेमिक चल रहा था तब चारों ओर कोरोना के फियर था, तब उसी समय
Please continue.
हाँ ओके। तो कोरोना का फियर सभी ओर चल रहा था, तो तब हम ओएसिस मूवमेंट की ओर से हम एक जो बुक थी कि कोरोना मिट सकता है, तब उसी बुक का मॉड्यूल लेके हम समाज में गए। तो हमारा ज्यादातर काम रूरल एरिया में हुआ, जहाँ परमिशन लेने में थोड़ी दिक्कत थी। तो जहाँ कहीं भी हमें परमिशन मिलती थी कोरोना अवेयरनेस का सेशन लेने में, तो पेड़ के नीचे, और कोई टेम्पल है तो उससे बड़ा सा हॉल हो तो उसमें, और कहीं कोई स्कूल के गांव के बच्चे में, तो जहाँ रूरल एरिया में ज्यादा काम हुआ, तो वहाँ एक बात थी कि कोरोना के बारे में अवेयरनेस इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत थी, लेकिन वह सभी क्या अवैज्ञानिक तरीके से थी। तो सभी इंफॉर्मेशन हमारी बुक की जो हमारा मॉड्यूल था वो सब क्या था कि साइंटिफिक मॉड्यूल था। तो उसमें हम कोरोना के बारे में बताते थे। तो गांव में ऐसा था कि जो क्या है कि कोरोना के बारे में बहुत ही कम जानकारी थी कि ऑक्सीमीटर क्या है, ऑक्सीमीटर में रीडिंग क्या है। और गांव में क्वारंटाइन तो कर देते थे, लेकिन क्वारंटाइन करने के बाद जब सबसे अच्छी बात हमारा मॉड्यूल की थी कि कोरोना का घटनाक्रम, कि कोरोना के घटनाक्रम में कब हमें कोरोना में अलर्ट हो जाना है। सामान्य कोरोना है तो हम उसका घर पे हम सब कोरोना को मात कर देते हैं, लेकिन कब हमें अलर्ट होना है वो हमारे घटनाक्रम में बहुत ही अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन थी। तो गांव से सिटी तक वो अवेयर होने के बाद पहुंच जाते हैं तो उसकी जान बचा सकते थे। तो वो अवेयरनेस बहुत ही काम आई। और कोरोना के बारे में अज्ञान था कि कोरोना जानलेवा बीमारी, अगर सही तरीके से हम कोरोना को मात करने की सब इंफॉर्मेशन लेके कोरोना को मात करते हैं, तो उन लोगों को हमारे जो सेशन से जो अज्ञान था वो दूर हुआ, और उन लोगों को सभी सही बातें पता चली। और कोरोना की जो उन लोगों को जो पता होने के, उनके जो फेज पे हम सेशन पूरा होने के बाद हम देख सकते थे कि इम्यूनिटी क्या है, कोरोना हम आने से ही पहले ही कैसे रोक सकते हैं, और सही जानकारी लेके हम कोरोना को मात कर सकते हैं। वो हम सेशन लेने के बाद उनके फेज पे हम रीडिंग कर सकते थे। तो कई लोगों की जान, गांव के लोगों जो थे उनको बचा सकते थे। और एक बात और भी थी कि हम ज्यादातर महिला का सेशन लेते थे, जो महिला पूरे परिवार की हेल्थ का ख्याल रखते थे, तो महिला को ये सेशन बहुत ही जरूरी था। तो हमने गांव में ये सब रूरल एरिया में सभी ऑक्सीमीटर क्या है, वेपोराइजर क्या है, उनका कब यूज करना है, कब हमें अलर्ट हो जाना है, कब हमें हॉस्पिटल पेशेंट को ले जाना है, तो ये सब बातें बहुत सी उन लोगों को यूजफुल लगी। और हमें भी वहाँ जहाँ जरूर थी सही समय पे सही जानकारी दी, तो हमें भी इनर सेटिस्फेक्शन मिला।
वेरी गुड, बहुत इंस्पायरिंग आपने बताया परीक्षा बहन। कोई और साथी हैं ओएसिस मूवमेंट से? 1 मिनट में अगर रखे तो।
Hello.
Hello. हाँ.
Hello. I'm Khudai.
Go ahead.
Can I involve myself?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm attached with the Oasis. I was ex-principal of Bhavnagar School. I'm a president of Bhavnagar School Headmaster Association. So we have a group of 20 people who are teachers and principals, and these few are the management people. Oasis की मदद से हमने कमिश्नर ऑफ भावनगर कॉर्पोरेशन की मंजूरी ली और हमारी एक मीटिंग हुई एजुकेशनल डिपार्टमेंट के साथ, और we have covered more than 60 schools of corporation. So we have covered 800 primary teachers. Especially we have covered the schools from the slum area to the city area. So we have prepared ourselves. The IC material was supplied by the Oasis, and there was a very good book printed and handed over to all the teachers. So we have prepared ourselves. We train under the doctor, and then we go ahead. So the training was, we know that teacher doesn't like very regular training. So we were told that you have to be very innovative in the part of training. So we have taken certain presentations, skits, and all those things. Questionnaires बनाई हमने, feedback लिया, paper तैयार किया, biodata तैयार, और सभी को ये करीबन 2-2.5 कलाक की ट्रेनिंग टीचर्स के लिए हमने रखी. तो हमें लगा कि ट्रेनिंग के बाद 15-20 मिनट उसकी प्रतिबद्धता क्या है, वो ट्रेनिंग के बाद क्या कर सकते हैं और क्या करना चाहिए, उसका फॉलोअप के लिए वी हैव टू इंटरेक्ट विद देम कि भाई ये ट्रेनिंग आपको कैसे लगी और आप क्या करवाएंगे. तो वी फॉलो ऑल दिस थिंग. वी गॉट द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट 800 टीचर्स took the meeting with the parents and even the children of 7-8 standard in primary schools, and even the nearby areas, slum area, they took the leadership. So the corona ke liye, I was a managing trustee of Bhavnagar Blood Bank. So I am attached with the blood bank too and the migrant people in the Alang Sosia. So we know the position as far as the plasma is concerned. There was a lot of demand of plasma. So we help the teachers in different area, in blood bank, in IEC material, in education. We have given the promise to the teachers, if there is any problem regarding any blood or component, you just call me, I will help you. Then all the teachers, they have help us. All we have, you know, the परिवार, हमारा परिवार भी समृद्ध हुआ, हम भी बड़े एजुकेट हुए, और ये तालीम के बाद हमारा जो कल्पना थी, इससे बहुत ज्यादा पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स मिला. और आपका ये जो अभिगम है, आपकी जो ट्रेनिंग, ये हमारा आज आपसे साथ मिलना हुआ, मैं ज्यादा समय आपका ले रहा हूँ, मगर हमें बहुत खुशी हुई कि कोई सुनने वाला हमारा है, हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत बढ़ा. थैंक यू वेरी मच. सो
आपने बताया सर, ये स्टोरी हमें सुनने के लिए ही ये स्पेस बना हुआ है, एंड वी आर वेरी हैप्पी टू हियर यू and hear the inspiring thing what you have done in the during the COVID. So आप लोग जैसे लोगों से हमें इंस्पिरेशन आता है और हम सबको इंस्पिरेशन मिलता है. Thank you very much for sharing and really very powerful stories. All 4 of you, all the 4 interdependent stories, साथी, साथनिर्भर साथी, आपको बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने ये शेयर किया. मैं आपको अपने अनुभव से बता रहा हूँ कि ये स्टोरी सुन करके हमें नहीं लगता है कि कोविड टाइम में इतनी मुश्किल थी कि हम सब परेशान थे, किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा था, लेकिन यही जो छोटी जो स्टोरीज थी, ये चल रही थी कहीं, इन्हीं की एनर्जी और एनर्जी फ्रॉम दीज स्टोरीज, इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरीज वाज ट्रैवलिंग इन द यूनिवर्स व्हिच वाज हेल्पिंग अस टू मूव ऑन. और उसी तरीके से हम लोग भी बहुत ही लोगों तक पहुंच पाए और बहुत सारे दलित कम्युनिटी के बच्चों को, युवाओं को, लड़कियों को हम लोग पहुंच पाए, और ये सारी एनर्जी ट्रेवल कर रही थी कहीं ना कहीं. दुख का समय था, लेकिन ये साथनिर्भर साथी की एनर्जी थी, पॉजिटिव एनर्जी थी, जैसा सर ने बताया, जो हमें मूव कराई. अब मैं आनंद से इनवाइट करूंगा. आनंद जी अगर आप आए, और टाइटल आप मेन रूप में करेंगे, अभी के लिए थोड़ा समराइज कर दें. How did you feel the stories about all the 4 stories, and your last comment?
Satya, I think this is amazing. Nothing. Sometimes when a pandemic of this kind of a scale hit, we lose hope and we feel very let down, and fear, anxiety, frustration, everything. When a lot of negative forces, everything, fear, death of disease, lack of materials, lack of money, lack of work, losing jobs, everything. On the other hand, what you're bringing is about hope, resilience, courage, unity, belief, and bringing together. This is all about what we call as resilience. Resilience is all about however difficult it is, how you can able to quickly adapt, mitigate, adopt, take this with the courage and find solutions. I think it's an amazing what I mentioned about the having a largest community kitchen. It's a story looks so simple, but I know how difficult it is at that point of time. And when you don't have money, quite often in a Leap's Whale, we say that, oh, what we can do, you want to keep the with less money, no program, how to do. It's not that. You start the work, people will come and join. I think that's an amazing story. And Khudai wala, what they have mentioned is wonderful, it's a heart-wrenching stories, but you know how difficult it is, but you're able to stand there with the families, with the affected people. I think I saw it. I also saw a message. Sunita Mukherjee would like to speak.
Yes.
Would you like to take for a minute?
Yes.
Sir,
I would like to speak. I would, good evening. I'm actually from Jamshedpur, and I'm working in Motilal Nehru Public School. And I would like to speak about our principal, Mrs. Ashu Tiwari. She's the principal of Motilal Nehru Public School. Her achievements, you know, she has got ethical leadership from IIM Kolkata, and from an educational management she has done from XLRI Jamshedpur. She's the leading assessor of Tata Steel Business and Excellence, and she has published articles in magazines as well as telegraphs. During this pandemic, I would just like to say, she, as an amazing and dynamic principal, she has done a lot. She has taken a lot of initiative to, you know, for the parents, for the teachers, as well as for the sub staff. The sub staff, she has taken care, and you know, lot of webinars, what of sessions have been she has taken the initiative to get conducted. It was we are very grateful, and we are very, you know, the list is endless, and we are like, we had COVID care program, immunity health program, the yoga, and was for the children, for meditation program, which has been, I'm one of the Art of Living teacher.
Yeah.
We all Art of Living teachers had conducted these courses, and many others.
Subhitaji, we will come back to you. Subhitaji, we will come back to you. We have a very important voice which have left out from the Oasis movement. From Kashmir, there is one person who wants to just speak. Miss Uroz. Uroz, I will ask you to just come in and speak for a minute, and then we will come back to Anand sir to close it. So Uroz, welcome. Sumita ma'am, we'll come back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, I'm Hanaful Aruj. I belong to Oasis Kashmir. I have been associated to this Oasis program from last 2 years. I would like to say what we actually did on the.
Uroz, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's speaking.
Okay.
मैं ये बोलना चाहूँगी कि during ये जो कोरोना हो गया था, क्योंकि I'm myself a teacher, I was very much.
आप माइक के पास आ जाए थोड़ा उरोज.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
So I was concerned about the.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलेंगे. We are not able to hear you.
Yes.
Can you keep your mic closer?
No, Uroz, 1 second. Your voice is not coming here. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है उरोज.
Please keep microphone close to your mouth.
Aril, just remove if sometimes this headphones doesn't work. Just speak directly on the speaker.
That would be better.
No, Uroz, आप वो ईयरफोन हेडफोन हटा के डायरेक्ट बात कर रहे हैं,
हाँ
डायरेक्ट बात कर रहे हैं। अब फ्रीज हो गए हैं आप, आपकी नेटवर्क चली गई है। Rose, can you hear us? I think her network has gone again. Anyway, we'll come back once she joins us.
Yeah, so sorry to come in like this, but the time has ended and we have to go back to the main room.
So
And it was
30
great.
seconds. Do we have 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30 seconds. Please kindly wrap it. Yeah. I'm really sorry to say that.
So yeah, I know this technical thing, and then so many people and so many time thing. Anand ji, you want to conclude 30 seconds?
I think I already mentioned, and I think it's amazing, wonderful. Thank you all for sharing. And I know many people who are in the call may have another wonderful such 2 or 3 such stories. We'll get more opportunities to hear. And thank you so much for the space. I'm reserve my comment because don't worry, I'll get many opportunities to share. So I'm not going to narrate my story. But if you think